What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Legion on Zoom. As usual, as usual, and hopefully forever, it's Ches and whatnot and such.
Muy bien. Hello, I'm Miguel.
And I'm Rod. What's up? Yo, Ches, are you finna be immortal? Is that the goal? See, if you're Ches
Facts.
forever, then you're like to the end of time.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, we're technically already immortal just by being online with the creation of this podcast. Because I don't know if you remember the old school movie, The Time Machine, that had Samantha Mumba. I saw that on a couple of flights on an airplane. Fans,
Deep
go check
cut.
that out. Really throwback, deep cut. Like, after society collapses, there's still like a citadel of information, like a library, and there's access to the internet. So after society falls, if someone can access the internet and Spotify,
Brainiac. That's what basically what Brainiac does. He
exactly.
collects-
So if we're ever attacked by such a species, they'll collect our info, thus putting us into the cosmos.
And that's true. Nothing on the internet ever really goes away. It's always out there. It doesn't even have to be Spotify, you know. You might be listening on anything, you know, even straight directly from Captivate, or who knows what people, some future species, alien invaders will listen to us and then deem us not worthy. Or I don't know, working something.
And with that being said, fuck you, Joss Whedon. Moving forward, some bad news for everybody. You rat bastards, you're doing it to me again. Fuck you, DC. New Gods and Aquaman down the drain. That's a bullshit.
I would like to clarify that it technically it's not Aquaman 2, right? That got canceled. It's the spin-off movie, The Trench.
Right.
Oh, that's what I thought.
No, yeah, so it's a spin-off movie, The Trench, that's getting canceled, which, like, I never was excited for that movie. I'm like,
I was excited.
Who thought about a movie about the trench? You know, that like, I don't care. That was a cool story in the books written by Jeff Johns, which
Shout out.
but dope because it had Aquaman on it. Now in it, you know, like rather than I don't want to see about a movie about the fucking creatures, but whatever. But the New Gods movie, now that's fucking disappointing.
Yeah, they had a director, had Tom King attached.
Yeah, not just any director. Ava DuVernay, like she's known for being a well director. I think she's Oscar award winning. I don't know. We could Google, but she's famous director. And Tom King, like both of them writing it together. For those of you who may not know, Tom King was the last Batman writer who wrote an epic Batman story, and he's still writing right now the Batman Catwoman. And he's written Mr. Miracle miniseries. He's doing the Strange Adventures miniseries right now. He's doing the Rorschach miniseries right now. He's a fantastic. He did the Vision miniseries, which elements a little bit of those were seen in the WandaVision show. Jesus Christ! And they're like, Warner Bros. Was like, "Nah, we good."
Hopefully he got paid already though, right? Because maybe he just came in to like write it, and like it just got, you know, he got his part. But yeah, I'm sure he's gonna have much more career opportunities. He's one of the best writers like in the business. He'll do other movies, but I'm curious as to why they canceled it. Like, was the Snyder cut so like impactful that they want to maybe use that dark side, and maybe that dark side didn't play well with whatever the director for New Gods had in mind? Who knows?
Right. Actually, so I did read. So let me give some context to this. So, you know, because first of all, the news about this came out yesterday, April 1st, right? So it's April Fool's, you know, for here, at least in the United States, so I didn't believe it. I'm like, fuck you. I actually wrote to comicbook.com under comment. I'm like, I don't believe this shit. It's fucking, I'm not falling for it.
Word. But
the news is still out there today, and then now, like, you know, I read like Yahoo News said like we confirm. I'm like, all right, Yahoo, like I'll trust you now, and so that's what happened. But in one of those things that I read yesterday did say that it seemed to be influenced by the Snyder movie because they used Darkseid, and that they want some more time in between the Darkseid that we would see in the New Gods versus the Darkseid in the Justice League. And I think just for the fans out there who might not be know what's up with this, so the New Gods is a Jack Kirby creation where it's basically, that's where Darkseid comes from, and it's basically the planet of like Apocalypse ruled by Darkseid against, I don't know what the other planet's named, where the good New Gods live.
Yeah.
And then they battle each other, you know. So basically,
New Genesis, I think is the name of the planet.
Yes, New Genesis, exactly.
And they're led by Highfather.
There you go. And so we did see in the Zack Snyder's Justice League several members of the New Gods who are from the Apocalypse world, right? Darkseid, Steppenwolf, Desaad, Granny Goodness, the whole world, which were going to be seen in the New Gods movie, but now they're like, nah, we good.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why. I have thoughts on both. One, I don't know if that was sarcastic or genuine interest.
No, genuine.
But I'm gonna plow ahead on the turn. So for the New Gods movie, I legit think they saw how advanced they were at Disney with its parallel, also by Jack Kirby, The Eternals. And they were like, you know what? Instead of stepping in this sandbox, let's save face and money and stop now because they're clearly gonna blow us away. They got Salma Hayek in a comic book movie.
Like that's a good point, right? Because actually, for the fans out there, so the Eternals is straight up, basically like almost not straight up completely, but it's like highly influenced version of the New Gods. It's almost a new version of the New Gods, and it's created by Jack Kirby. They're both Jack Kirby creations of these semi-god-like people, but that's a Marvel material, which is going to become a movie. It's already been filming for a long time. It has an amazing cast. It's got fucking fucking what is it, Jack Snow? What was his name from fucking the Game of Thrones?
Jon Snow?
No, Jon Snow.
I'm fucking with Jack Snow. Jack Snow sells coke.
Some Tim Burton character.
I thought of a drug dealer.
Jack Snow, like on the corner and shit. Anyway, but it's got Salma Hayek, it's got other awesome cast members, and it's directed by Chloe Zhao, who I actually didn't know much about her other than actually she directed Nomadland, which I haven't seen, but it's an Oscar fucking nominated movie right now for best film and shit. And so it's like, wow, they got big guns. Like, so that's a good point, Ches.
And also, DC should keep investing in Aquaman for the sake of humanity. Follow me down this rabbit hole. So, if they keep pumping out quality Aquaman shit, or at least slightly quality Aquaman shit, people will care about the oceans, and we might stand the chance of getting like a good drive behind saving it. It's kind of like, don't make it all about environmentally friendly, but if you get people interested in Aquaman, it's only it's only logical that some people or more people will start to care about the oceans themselves. Just putting that out there.
I co-sign that.
Facts. Well, damn, that's rare, but I'm gonna run with
it. All right, here's my hot take. I'll make it quick because we got tons of shit to review.
Facts.
I'm obviously I'm rewatching the Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he mentions how the anti-life. Steppenwolf mentions how the anti-life equation is the answer to subject free will throughout the multiverse. He said, like, not the universe. He said the multiverse. So I'm thinking, like, you guys already made a dark side, and he looked fucking cool. And I don't know if it has anything to do with that, or just generally the New Gods, like how they were presented in that movie versus what they were gonna do for this new one. But hey, I like what they set up there. You know, they can keep running with it. You know, keep running with that story potentially. But yeah, hot take.
And I agree with the multiverse stuff, and we've been talking about this to death in every episode, you know, about how, like, you know, we're okay with DC running with the multiverse, and I think that's a weak excuse, right? I think to say that, you know, because of this version, I know, because for example, like, we had Batfleck, and not too long afterwards, they're like, and Jared Leto, and then they're like, you know what, we're gonna do Joaquin Phoenix, and now we're gonna do Robert Pattinson as Batman. It's like, well, why don't you just do the same thing with the New Gods? And, like, you know, but fuck it. But I like your point, Rod. I think that's another, you know,
right. Maybe just keep Darkseid consistent, right? Just that, and then have it be all multiversal from there on out.
Oh, I will say actually with that, and we'll add an image of that here. That around the new when this news came out yesterday, also Zack Snyder apparently posted a dope ass fucking like one of those, como se dice, design illustrations of Granny Goodness. She looks motherfucking bad ass.
Oh shit, I have to go check that out.
Yeah,
I definitely have to go check that out.
And so I feel it was like, as soon as the news came out and then he's posting that, it felt like, you know, it's like, see, don't you want these New Gods, right? Or like these ones, whatever.
It's like, enjoy like these ones right here, HBO Max, just give me some more money.
Take my money.
Word. And now on to epic epic fucking shit that we've been binging. Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Amazon. I feel like I got kicked in the balls twice, and I like it.
But what about Amazon? You said and Amazon. What about Amazon?
Yeah, wait.
The Amazonian like shit. Like, what is Bezos doing to you?
The overall Amazon experience, the fast shipping, the customer service is overwhelming you.
It's fantastic.
That's actually exactly what. Yo, think. All right. So think about
they got Amazon
it.
Fresh right to the grocery. Oh my god, blown away.
Yo, because of Bezos, right? Because of Bezos, I got fast shipping. I don't have to go anywhere for anything. I'm getting awesome shows, all because of Bezos to some extent. Once again, he's like the other Feige. If you think about it, Bezos in his own way is a more diverse version.
Talk about
of
the
Feige.
new gods.
Yeah, word, exactly, word.
Yo, and this, okay, so we're talking about Robert Kirkman's Invincible. We've already jumped into it. They released 3 episodes initially, and it's going to be a weekly after that. So there is a new episode today when you guys are hearing this on April 2nd. I haven't seen it yet, but we did. I think we all watched the first 3 episodes.
Yes, we did.
I just finished them, actually.
All right, so I'll jump in first very quickly. So I was a bit meh about it, only because like we've been so DC and Marvel heavy that we're just like looking for Zack Snyder, Falcon and Winter Soldier. So when Image throws something, the last Image thing that we were excited about was probably The Walking Dead, maybe something else, but last thing I can think about. So I wasn't, super crazy about this. I did like the whole concept behind the comic book, and how he sort of has the persona of like a flagship superhero. He's even wearing the Image logo on his costume, right?
Oh, I never.
Check. I'll throw that up right here on the screen. So so he brings that classic superhero vibe to Image Comics. Granted, I only read the first 2 volumes, but said, the animated series for me, I started a little bit slow, but by episode 2, I'm like, holy shit! And you guys know the scene. I mean, it's gonna be a spoilerific review.
Yeah,
there's an analog of the Justice League.
Spoiler alert here.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah,
right.
So they have their own Justice League in this universe. This universe is like a cool interplay between like Marvel elements, where New York City's under attack yet again, right? It's very superhero-y and in that way. But then they also have like their DC Comics kind of vibe with the Guardians of the Globe. Yeah, and Omni-Man, right? He's like the Superman of this world. But yeah, basically, for some reason or another, he goes ape shit, right? And the series gets really graphic after that. And of course, we have the main character, Mark Grayson, who's your typical teenage high school awkward geek, right? In the vein of like Peter Parker.
I beg to differ on the low, though. He's like mad handsome and young and shit and Bill.
Yeah,
like,
they all look kind of generic.
Yeah,
but when we come across him, he doesn't have a girlfriend. He's kind of awkward. Whatever.
Yeah. He gets his ass kicked like in the beginning of the first episode, no? Like by trying to stand up to a girl or something.
Exactly. Yeah, very Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
But yes, after the 3rd episode, like you get into the mystery of it all. Like, why did Omni-Man lose his shit? What's going on? Invincible's learning his powers. He has a budding romance. But yes, I'm in. I actually like it better than the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. So I want to hear what you guys think.
Yes, I'll go. So I think obviously, and then just for people out there who don't know anything about the show, right, it's this, basically the idea almost like Superman had a kid, basically, and that's the main character, which is Invincible. We have Omni-Man, who's like this Superman type person who's from outer space, got married with a human and had a kid, which is Mark Grayson. All right. And so then it's like he finally is hitting, he's like 18 or something, right? Or late teens, starts developing his powers, and was like, oh shit. So how is it going to work now that he's like developing powers? And it's set in this very like it's a traditional comic book world, but they're adding these kind of real elements to it about like, well, how gory it can be and how like certain things would be difficult, with the big twist, the thing with Omni-Man not being who he says he is, right? Which we've already said, this is a spoilerific review. You should go watch it now. If you haven't seen, you should stop now, go watch it and come back. And right, where he's actually a bad guy, right? And he's been lying about who he really is and all that kind of shit. So I really liked it. I love the yeah.
And he is, right? That wasn't like some mind control shit.
No, all right. So right, you've only read the first 2 volumes. I've read the first. I've read the first 9.
You're that guy now. You're that Game of Thrones guy. Like, yeah, whoa,
yeah,
buddy. On the 8th book.
Right. And so, because in the book is actually out there, it's done. It finished already. And so I would recommend that. Inspired me to keep reading it, and I'm like, but it's a long, like, I don't know, like 24 volumes or more or something. But the point is exactly, that's the one thing I actually didn't really love too much about the show, because in the comic books, it takes up until basically somewhere in volume 2, they end up revealing that Omni-Man isn't who he is. So by that point, you've already read, I don't know, at least 5 issues, almost 10 issues. You're kind of in it. You love the family. You see all these relationships, and then you like, what the fuck, right? But then in the show, literally at the end of the first episode, they show you that Omni-Man isn't good. Yes, and in the well, actually, they haven't talked about it yet in the 3 episodes, so I'm not going to save it. I'm not going to say anything yet because you guys haven't read more, but there's a reason why he is who he is and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Don't be that guy.
No, I'm not saying anything.
I want it all. I want all the info. As soon as I started watching this, shout out to Kurt Russell, the first thing I thought about was this got some inspiration from the 2004 movie Sky High, where he was playing Captain Fortress. If you guys ever want to look that up. Yeah. He is he's the other half of a super couple in a world full of superheroes too. His wife's name is Jetstream, I think. That's such a throwback movie. And his kid goes to like a high school for like all the kids of other superheroes, and the principal is Linda Carter. I'm going on a tangent, but anyway. Yeah, like I noticed that the inspiration between him and his son in that movie is kind of like the same thing with him and with Omni-Man and what's the kid's name again?
Mark Grayson,
yeah, Mark,
Invincible.
Yeah, same in Mark. Yeah, I feel like it got inspiration from that. Like as soon as I saw them interacting, I kind of thought about that. Except that in this one, it's way more intense because that one was like a kids movie. But yeah, so far, I'm loving it. I'm seeing more layers of betrayal in this than in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
like everyone's stabbing everybody in the back while also kind of making eye contact. It's like I don't even know how the fuck it's happening. I love they have a Hellboy parallel, Damien Darkblood.
Who's voiced by? Do you remember, Ches? Your boy
Brown,
Yeah.
Clancy Brown, the god himself.
Do our show, Clancy Brown.
That'd be insane. Shout out to Clancy Brown, always and forever. That's my Lex Luthor. But anyway, yeah, dude, it's amazing. I love the dialogue. It's kind of like a mix. It's like a bit like Spider-Man-ish snark when it comes to Invincible himself, but it's also very grounded and real. Like overall, I enjoy it. I prefer the Falcon and the Winter Soldier though, because in episode 3, I was kind of like, yo, this is big budget shit. And shout outs to the dude at Disney who I know said some shit like this at a meeting. Yo, we could shoot people left and right. Let's just not show one single drop of blood. Yo, like we can pull off all the shooting and all the killing. As long as we don't show any gore and any blood, we're good.
All right, before we completely go into Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I agree though. I just to rip off of that, I believe that's probably coming from the Mandalorian or something. They're like, look at Mandalorian, they're killing stormtroopers left and right, right? It doesn't matter, right? It's like, oh, okay, we'll do that. But yes, but before we go on to that, just to wrap up with Invincible, just a quick comment because you were saying that Sky High, I mean that Invincible might have been inspired by Sky High. Actually, Invincible first issue came out in 2003, and Sky High came out in 2005.
Oh shit.
I was thinking My Hero Academia. And these are all similar kind of things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's kind of like they're all slightly similar and shit.
But I agree. I like it. I love the realism that it kind of has to. Like it's still cartoony, right? But like it's comic booky, but like real and it's great. And as we were saying earlier, just if it wasn't clear, right? You know, because Rod said like the last time we've been excited from an Image work is The Walking Dead, which was created by Robert Kirkman, who created Invincible. So he's doing all right.
Oh, and also, I want to just quick do some scolding. If there are any parents out there who just hit play, not knowing what this was, and walked away and let their kids watch this, that's
You're
on
awesome.
you. That's on you. If
God bless you.
And you were like, "What are you watching?"
Bro, I remember I used to hide and watch the Spawn cartoon on HBO, another Image product, just because it was dark and shit like that, and I just had to watch it.
Yo, like on the low, you kind of have to almost have to thank what's his name? Ryan Reynolds himself for pushing so hard for Deadpool. Because if that didn't make so much money, we wouldn't be where we are now with R-rated properties creeping up. Because this shit is rated R. This shit is rated nah, it's rated R. I was gonna say what's that thing beyond R? I think it's like NC-17, but there's barely anything ever like that released because it doesn't really turn profits for people.
And it goes almost like similar to kind of like, well, with the other Amazon non-Marvel, non-DC show, which is the Dark Horse book, The Boys, right?
Word.
Which is also very gory, right? And I think what's funny is like I've never read The Boys, right? But like I read Invincible and reading it still, and it's like it's gory, the book, but there's something different about animated gore versus comic book gore because it's like it's a panel. It's just like, all right, I don't really get to see the head explode, right? I just see the head when it exploded. That's it. Versus in the show, we're seeing the whole process of the fucking eyes bulging.
Awesome. Jesus Christ, that was awesome.
That was very Mike Judge type you know what I mean? Like Todd McFarlane-esque like Heavy Metal 2000 level gore. Deep cuts on deep cuts.
Beautiful animation.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was shocked, man. And it's like the one thing that I don't get is like, which was kind of stupid, is that people kept on going back to where those aliens kept attacking. I was like, the fuck is wrong with you?
That's where I got the Marvel vibe from. Yeah, it's just kind of silly a little bit. Like what? It straddles the line really well between serious and like comedic.
Yeah, that's also true. Like
much like our next show, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 3. What'd you guys think?
I will say just to make sure, I'm ashamed of myself, but like fucking work got in the way, stupid life, but I haven't seen the whole episode yet. I saw the first half during lunch, and then but I'm loving it so far. What I've seen, I have plenty of comments, but first I want to hear you guys who've seen the full episode.
May I throw a nugget first? There's a reveal at the end that's I think it's more surprising than the reveal at the end of episode 2. What do you think, Ches? You think that's true? I feel like this reveal is a bit more like shocking, right?
Well, I mean, the first thing I want to start off by saying is that Baron Zemo is goals. I want to be balling like Zemo when I grow up.
Hell yeah.
Just want to throw that out there. And second, the entire episode was insane. Like it felt that it was longer than an hour in a good way because it felt like every episode is a fucking action movie. Like it's insane. And yeah, so I just binge watched the episode and then I watched all 3 episodes of Invincible. What the hell happened in the end again? Remind me. It's a lot of
shit.
Can
you binge watch an episode though?
No, because like I watched a lot of shit at the same time, back to back to back to back. What the hell happened in the end again?
I'm assuming you binge watch an episode Clockwork Orange style, like like that, just fucking eyes open, not bathroom, no bathroom break, and maybe that's a binge of an episode.
The end of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
longest title ever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. I mean, does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. Like it's a review.
I don't want to spoil it.
Just say it.
Well, because I haven't seen it, but I don't care. All right, let's do it. I'll take one for.
It's not even a C-list Marvel character. It's an associated character. It's a Wakandan.
Okay. Now, see, like,
So
wait. All right, so Ches, is it a bigger reveal than the Baron Zemo at the end of episode 2?
Oh yeah, because it brings in a whole world of shit. Because in my opinion, as soon as he saw the first hit of what it actually was, I wondered, wait, is that? Because like as soon as I saw the first thing, I recognized what it kind of was.
No, I don't care. All right, tell me. I need to know.
So
I'm gonna go watch it right now. I'll be right back.
Okay.
No, wait. What was it?
So like the Wakandan beads that they were in the bracelets that are supposed to be like for communication and shit like that.
Yes, yeah.
So when they're going to wherever they were going in whatever country that's in like like the Eastern Bloc or wherever the hell they are.
Where the island they were on at the beginning?
No.
Because that was Madripoor.
No. When they went back to Latvia, which the whole time I was thinking, just throw in Latveria. But damn, anyway, moving forward.
We're not ready.
It feels like a missed opportunity. But anyway, so before they go in the building, Bucky goes, hey, I'm gonna go for a walk, which seems out of place, but the fuck are you gonna say to Bucky? Like, no. So they just go like, okay. So then they go in the building, he steps back, he steps down and grabs a little gray sphere. As soon as I see that, I'm like, that cannot be one of the Wakandan communication beads. I forgot what they're actually called. The ones that are made by Siri. So
Shuri.
He keeps walking. Shuri.
Some fucking Apple.
Yeah. Who has more advanced tech, Apple or Wakanda?
Wakanda, bro. Wakanda.
You think the Apple shit is fire?
The closest thing we have to vibranium is an iPhone. We are fishing for sponsors out here. So anyway, so then he sees another one, like on some like eagle eye vision shit, like in a corner. So then he turns the corner, and I think is one of Okoye's generals. Is there
one of those guard, one of the guard,
one of the guard, like, dude, they threw Wakanda into this shit.
Yeah, obviously, Baron Zemo's a wanted man. I don't remember like all the nuances of like Winter Soldier, but I don't know if he got cleared either. No, he's obviously he's cleared. What am I thinking? Yeah, so they want Baron, Bucky. Yeah, but they want Winter Soldier. I mean, they want Baron Zemo.
Right? Exactly. So for the fans out there who haven't seen it, or just to remind you guys, right? Because this whole episode starts with the whole thing about they gotta find the superhero serum that's like being there's other fucking super soldiers out there, right? Super soldier serum.
Yeah.
Right? So they superhero serum. That's some fucking The Voice shit, right? Yeah. No, and so what's epic, right, is then they go fucking the Baron Zemo, and then they end up basically breaking him out epically. And so, but what's dope about that then is like, because Baron Zemo being affiliated with Hydra and with the Winter Soldier program, he's like, I have people that we can ask for this information, because he doesn't want that either, right? He's like, I don't want fucking other Avengers out there with this shit. So let's all fucking join forces and do that. And so, which is then at that point the big kind of reveal too, in a way, which I think they hinted at that they went to Madripoor, right? Because so Madripoor is a huge place in the comic books, and specifically actually for the X-Men books. That's a big place where the X-Men there's been a lot of stories there, because Madripoor is basically this lawless type of country where it's been populated mostly by mutants, superpowered villain mutants, and then just other villains out there. There's actually like if you guys have seen, there's that famous run. I don't remember who the writer was, but for Wolverine, where he's wearing a little patch on his fucking eye, and he's called Patch. That's him in Madripoor. That was a big run that he had infiltrating the fucking crime scene in Madripoor. So that in and of itself is fucking dope. That Madripoor now exists in the MCU.
That was going to be my question. Like, is this the first appearance of Madripoor?
I believe so. Yeah,
that did not sound familiar. Yeah.
And like how Chess is saying too, like it's like an action film, man. Like just the whole scene with them traveling into Madripoor that actually gave me. I'm glad that you mentioned now that the reveal is with the Black Wakanda stuff because that reminded me of the scene in Black Panther when what is it, Okoye, right? And obviously King T'Challa, rest in peace, rest in
when
power.
they go to the casino.
Yeah, when they go to the casino and it's like the Weeknd soundtrack is playing in the back and it's like this epic battle inside. I felt like it gave me kind of some of those vibes there. And so that's dope. And then we see that Sharon Carter is there, which that was surprising. And also I felt kind of shitty that, right? Like, how is it like Sam and Bucky and like all of them got like, all right, we forgive you for everything you did in Civil War and Winter Soldier shit, but Sharon Carter, nah, you're still on the run though. It's like, fuck.
Also, she's a fucking savage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her fight scenes were the shit. Damn, that was fucking epic.
Well, she was the first one that started killing people just straight up, just like shoot, dead.
And I think at one point, I might have seen like some blood in her fight scenes, but I think like that was about it though. But
my favorite part is when Bucky launches the tube and hits the girl in the shoulder. He like does it like a javelin.
Oh, word. Yo, I was thinking the same thing.
Part.
I had the word harpoon in my head.
Yeah, harpoon.
like I'm like, did he just harpoon her? Like, what the fuck? But right. I do agree with what Baron Zemo did. The formula for the super soldier serum, it shouldn't be out there in the world. I actually agree with that part of his point of view, which of course leads me to the obvious rabbit hole question. If we had the super soldier serum, would you take it?
Hell yeah.
Which one? The one that doesn't get you all jacked and juicy like Chris Evans, or the more streamlined one that the scientists created?
Thank you for being you and bringing that up, because as they were discussing that, the first thing I was thinking about was, who the fuck would it want to be jacked? Like, what the fuck?
Not to make it under the radar. Like, oh, yeah, that way you don't know.
Fuck that. I'm taking that shit and becoming a physique competitor. Or a male stripper. Either or
both,
yeah,
or both. Money will be made. So yeah, either or, up to you. You can take either serum. Which one would you take, and would you?
I'll take either one of them. Why wouldn't I? I don't know. Like, are there any really crazy side effects that I'm not aware of? Like, I don't know. I fucking, to be a super soldier, have those kind of abilities. Hell yeah,
bro. Like Isaiah Bradley though, he's mad as hell.
Well,
hell out of my house. Yo, he was fierce, bro.
Yeah, but
he was mad from the moment he saw them, and he was mad.
Like, wouldn't you be too? Because I randomly remember he was in prison for 30 years, and then he was experimented on because
it's gonna happen to us too, man.
Yo, if you think about it, then
yeah, you're right. So we're not white. You're right.
Then follow me on this, allegorically speaking. So, if Steve Rogers is Captain America, then so is definitely Isaiah Bradley. If you get what I'm saying, you get what I mean. They're both like the yin and yang of America. Steve Rogers and Isaiah Bradley. You get what I'm saying? He's as much Captain America.
Tread carefully.
Yeah, everyone knows where I'm going, and let's move forward. You know what I mean? Fuck that. But yeah, honestly, I would take both at the same time. But I would prefer the jacked one, because why not?
Yeah, I like this episode because it reminded me a little bit of the Netflix episodes.
Oh,
especially when Agent 13, Sharon Carter's kicking ass. And wait, she's not Mockingbird, right? No, she's not Mockingbird. That's somebody else. Okay, because she uses like the two like Eskrima sticks, like Nightwing. That was pretty cool.
And what's actually cool, Mockingbird actually came out in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for like a few seasons. Actually, I really liked her, and then they ended up just leaving. I don't remember what her Bobby Morse, that's her name.
Yes, yeah. And my question is like, is Luke Cage like also a byproduct of this like super soldier shit, like in the comics?
Oh, that's a good point.
About him too,
right? You know what I think?
But I think just to frame it for the fans out there, right? Before we dive into fucking too detailed of the shit, just because. So right, because in the comic books, we've known for the longest time, right? Wolverine is called Weapon X, blah blah. But Mean's actually Weapon 10, and in the comic books, I think it was mostly Grant Morrison who did it in his run in New X-Men. I could be wrong, but that's when they introduced Phantom X, who was Weapon 12, I think, or I don't remember which number he was. The point is that they're part of the Weapon Plus program, where Captain America, Steve Rogers, is weapon number one. You know, we're experimenting with these, trying to create super soldiers in different ways. And that's
Deadpool.
Exactly. Deadpool was one. Maverick is another from the old school ones. Phantom X and
Omega Red. Yeah,
Omega Red. Yeah. And
Cyber, maybe.
I don't know. I
thought Cyber came from outer space.
I don't know.
That's a weird ass character.
He's adamantium skin. He's bad.
Yeah, exactly.
He's mad 90s.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, but I don't think Luke Cage. Luke Cage is not part of that weapon program.
No, but I think his shit was all over the place in those comic universes. They're just people trying to make super beings. And he was just a one-off, one of those experiments that just, they were trying to make a super being in a jail. And it turned out that he's kind of like a Bane, if you think about it. He wasn't, oh shit, I never thought of that. They have like slightly parallel stories. They were both in a prison. They were selected by the scientist. And although Bane was the only one that survived the experiment because of like his vigor and shit, I think it was a malfunction that allowed Cage to survive. But yeah, oh shit, I never made that connection. Look at that.
All right.
Look at that. But yeah, fucking dude, like I'm blown away at the balls they've taken with this shit. And I noticed that we didn't really get any Falcon in this episode. We got all Sam Wilson. I don't know how I feel about that.
We did get a shirtless Falcon, though. I'll put that up for the fans.
We got a shirtless Sam
Wilson.
We got a shirtless Sam Wilson.
I don't know, man. To paraphrase George St. Pierre, who's Batroc and was in episode 1, I'm not impressed by the series so far. There's 3 episodes left, and I'm still not like, oh man, this is.
Oh, you bugging, bro.
It like. When I heard there's going to be this show that was going to happen, like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, 2 badass MCU characters that got put on full display in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Maybe I'm expecting too much of that. And, there's only one set of Russo brothers. They can only do so much. But
is it only really 6 episodes?
Yeah, it's only 6.
Supposedly, yeah.
But yeah. This one, I don't know. It's not. I wouldn't be like, if you haven't seen it yet, I wouldn't be like, you must go see this. You might as well just wait till it ends and then
binge watch it all.
Maybe binge it. Yeah.
Fans, I just want to let people out there know, if you ever take Rod's advice, this is not the time.
No, but I'm actually Snyder Cut.
I'm very curious, Rod. Actually, so I was curious because you were saying that before that you were lukewarm about it. But why exactly? What about these 3 episodes that you're like, like you're not very, or like, why?
I don't know. I wasn't impressed either by Baron Zemo in Civil War. Civil War was an amazing movie. It was a huge spectacle of a movie. True. But the villain was very secondary. If that, like, and honestly, I didn't think he was memorable in that. And then in this one, I kind of get the same vibe. Like, who is he? What are his motivations? He has a kind of a cool origin with Sokovia and shit like that. But I don't know. I feel like if this show was on Netflix, it still wouldn't be better than Daredevil, and it'd be on par with like Jessica Jones, for example, which was good. Don't get me wrong. It was good.
Bugging, man.
I'm not gonna lie. No, man, I'm not gonna lie. Like, definitely 3 episodes in Daredevil, and let's go with seasons, right? Season 1 Daredevil. Let's just both starting. Season 1 Daredevil, much better than this. And I would actually argue season 1 Jessica Jones was season 1 of this. So far, I would have to give it to Jessica Jones. But obviously, we know how it ended and all that, but because going off of what Rod said, the villain in Jessica Jones was much more captivating, which was the Purple Man, right? Kilgrave. And here, nice. You're right. I personally like Baron Zemo. I liked him in Winter Soldier, but you're right. I liked him in terms I think I saw potential. Like, I'm like, I want more of you. And I'm hoping in the show. So far, I'm impressed with this first episode where he's in. I hope they develop him a little bit more, because especially, and obviously I think it's also because of because I tap into the comics in my head, right? And then, for example, the first thing I thought today when I saw him teaming up with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and that he's kind of like doing this sort of like good thing, right, but for bad reasons kind of thing, made me think of Thunderbolts, the original Thunderbolts team, which was this for those of you out there that know, Thunderbolts were these new superheroes that kind of came out of nowhere. I don't remember what the main guy was called. We'll have an image of him here.
Yeah, I'll throw that
name. But but the big thing about that book was it eventually was revealed, I think, in the first issue, that they're all villains. And the leader of Thunderbolts is Baron Zemo. And so I'm like, oh, it got me thinking. Like, I could see that, but you're right, exactly. But that's me adding to what I'm seeing on the fucking screen. Yeah,
I feel like somehow it was like they fleshed the shit out of Baron Zemo in this episode way more than they did in all of the movie that he was in, and I grew to like him a lot. Like I said,
see,
I want to ball out like Zemo.
Like you can't even remember clearly like what movie he was in, right? Because even
to be fair,
Winter Soldier.
To be fair, the movie's old as fuck.
It's understandable. It's like it just wasn't very memorable. But
I do not agree with you.
I still want to see cool shit. You're still gonna get a lot of cool shit. So but obviously, if you have to choose, watch Invincible.
I say watch both and just enjoy them.
Why not both?
Exactly. And dude, it's just insane how, okay, once again, this is one of the situations where like the whole superhero outfit thing, is it just that Omni-Man is so ballsy that he's like, fuck a secret identity? Or is it like, do people not see that that's Omni-Man?
Oh, that's a good point. And I don't remember them mentioning that in the comic book, because in the comic book, his day job is kind of like, because he's making fun of these comic book tropes, no? And in the comic book, he's a writer, and so kind of like Clark Kent's a reporter, right? But I don't know if they ever explain how, because he doesn't even use glasses, right?
Exactly. He's just like, I don't got the suit on, and you're gonna accept that.
Actually, in the first episode, was it, or in the second episode, was it, that they kind of explain that a little bit, where Adam Eve is actually, her name is Eve, and it goes to Mark Grayson's high school, and it isn't until Mark, because she doesn't wear a mask, and when Mark sees her as invincible and sees her in battle, sees her face, and then at school sees her face, and she goes like, "You're Adam Eve." And then he's like, "How do you do this without a mask?" And she says, "It's a psychological thing. That people don't expect a superhero to be walking around in your high school, so they don't pay attention, so they just don't think about it." And so it's like, that's kind of how like they're hand wavy, like, all right, that's why they don't know this shit.
Which, that is a good point, but I feel like when it comes to Omni-Man, is different. Like, he's such a striking, like, the man, he looks like the human version of a husky. You know what I mean? Like those like Siberian wolf dogs and shit.
In a blender with J. Jonah Jameson.
Exactly. You'd be able to notice, like, yo, that's the same dude.
Actually, what you said, in a blender with J. Jonah Jameson, do you know who the voice is, right?
Hell yes, my guy, J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
He's in Marvel, Image, and DC, kicking ass.
Word. There's actually, I've noticed that on the voice cast of this show, there's a lot of people who make their money like solely within the comic book realm, and I love that. I love when people like get rich just for doing comic book related shit. And for the fans, the dude who, oh my god, he was so well written that he was making my fucking blood boil. Rexplode, or Exploding Rex, whatever the fuck.
Rexplode, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the dude who does his voice, Jason
Mantzoukas, comedian.
Who plays Rafi on The League, and is basically playing the same character, just toned down. Oh my god, that guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Mantzoukas always the same guy. He was also in The Good Place. He was like a creation of like he was whoever he was the same guy. So it's like he's
straight
awesome.
up, that dude is making money by like just like being him. Like it's crazy.
Like, yeah.
And it also took me a while to figure out that character was like a pyrotechnic. I'm like, does he just have a lot of grenades or something? Or like, but then I'm like, oh no, he's setting all that shit on fire. Okay.
You roared. All right, but we got our TV show reviews in. Now, to wrap up the show, we wanted to dive into a special little treatment of the Monsterverse, right? Because we had a big thing. we love HBO Max, and they just dropped on March 31st Godzilla versus fucking King Kong, right? And what's crazy, right? Because it is part of this Monsterverse. It's part of these other movies that have been connected, and I've done the due diligence of watching these movies to talk about them right here, right now. I fucking last night, like homework, fucking watched Godzilla versus King Kong.
Today, sir, you're officially a reporter.
That is fucking
fucking journalist.
And you're doing humanity a great service because when I saw our stories on Instagram, once again, fans, if you're not following us, you're making bad decisions in life. Go do that. When I saw that you put that on the stories that you watched it, I'm like, Miguel's about to make the world a better place, and I like that.
All right, so what I'll give my review. Guys, ask questions. I don't think you guys have seen any of these movies, have you?
No, we were depending on you exclusively. Brad and I talked about it. We were just like, let's just be enlightened by Miguel.
All right, I'm gonna start with spoiler alert. Actually, for this,
so spoiler alert here.
Spoiler alert.
Well, yes, of course, yeah. But I meant in terms of the full review. I'm just gonna start off with like, Godzilla versus King Kong was not really good. The other movies are better. Actually, I would recommend watch Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of Monsters. All right, so here's why. So actually, the first movie was Godzilla, actually, in 2014 with Bryan Cranston in the movie. I don't remember anything about that movie, just that Godzilla destroyed parts of San Francisco or something, and that was it, But it's actually connected to those films, but fuck it, I think that wasn't a good movie anyway. But then the next movie was Kong Skull Island, and that one I actually really fucking liked. We have a listener out there, Ricardo Alvarez, who's commented on our post, a good listener, good friend of mine too, that he said that that was not a good movie and that Godzilla vs. Kong was better. I disagree, good sir. And I actually disagree with Rotten Tomatoes too, for the first time, actually, in a long time. They gave 75% for Kong Skull Island, and they gave like 79% for Godzilla versus King Kong, which is probably not an important difference. But Kong Skull Island is like, it's based in the past, and it's about like it's around the time of the Vietnam War, I think it was.
Wow.
Or World War II. Yeah, there was a Vietnam War. And
so if you say World War II, that's a big difference.
No, exactly. I'm trying to remember. But what I love, you guys, I think you would love this fucking shit, because like Kong Skull Island has an incredible cast. All right, it's got fucking Tom Hiddleston, Loki on it. He's got Sam Jackson, fucking Nick Fury. It's got Brie Larson, Captain Marvel in it. And it's got also John Goodman, fucking John C. Reilly. Like, how are you not gonna like this movie? Like, it's just
they did that for fun. They did that shit for fun. Like
the cast, honestly, like just seeing Loki banter with Captain Marvel and then have Nick Fury come in and give them shit. I'm like, I'm okay with this. And then you have some CGI epicness of King Kong fucking destroying shit. What's not to like, And so it was a fun movie set about when they discover Skull Island, which is like this place where, King Kong lives and other Titans live. And that's where they start to develop this theory of like the hollow earth theory, where like at the center of the earth, there's like, it's hollow and there's like an ecosystem. And then there's a bunch of tunnels that connect throughout the earth. And that's kind of where the Titans are coming from. And that King Kong is, basically one of the kings, kind of thing. And it's a fun movie. It exposed you to King Kong, cool CGI, cool battles, great cast. It's fun. And so that's that movie, and then you have Godzilla King of the Monsters. That movie wasn't that great, but I will say, because the cast was okay. It was all right. I think the best cast member there was 11 from fucking Stranger Things. ¿Cómo se llama?
Something Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, like she's cool. All right, it's fine. But what I will say, Godzilla King of the Monsters delivers in terms that you see Godzilla fighting a bunch of fucking monsters. And it's just fun. Like, I remember I was texting you guys, I think, when I watched it, like about 9 minutes into that movie, fucking Mothra comes out and starts killing scientists. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm entertained. I'm like, all right, it's fine. And the story is like, all right, there's these evil scientists that want to bring back the biggest Titan, which is Ghidorah, to try to destroy fucking and bring back Earth to what it used to be, like more pristine and kind of like a Thanos kind of shit of like, let's kill, for balance. And that's the story. All right, cool. And you don't really care about the humans at this point. It's all right. That's kind of fine. I want to see Godzilla. And then it's basically Godzilla fighting this epic Ghidorah monster, which is a 3 fucking headed dragon thing, battling it out to be who's the king of the monsters.
Jesus.
And it's fun. Like, it's just fun. It's like every few minutes, like every 10 minutes, there's a battle scene, and it's ridiculous action. I'm like, I'm sold. It was entertaining, you know, like it's entertaining. So that's I liked it. The acting in the plot, it's kind of like meh. And then at the end, it ends epically with that movie. You know, sorry, spoiler alert, it ends epically with fucking Godzilla obviously defeating Ghidorah and destroying Boston. Like they just destroyed Boston, like from the battle. So like that's kind of fun to watch. Like there's nothing wrong with that, you know.
Yeah, so the scientists succeeded in cleansing the earth.
Not really, because that's no, because then what happens at the end, because he released all these other titans, right? But then Godzilla, because he defeats Ghidorah, he becomes the king. And actually Godzilla is like cool with humans, apparently. And then all the other monsters literally it's just ridiculous, but it's kind of cool. They all literally bow down to Godzilla at the end of the movie around like Fenway Park and fucking Boston. And so meaning that then now we know then in the Godzilla versus King Kong movie that there's been peace basically, and Godzilla's kept all the titans at bay and really doesn't attack humans unless provoked, you know. And so like, because the other one, Ghidorah, was like, let's fuck everything up, and Godzilla was like, nah, let's just fuck up. If you piss me off, I'm gonna kill you. Other than that, leave me alone, it's all good. And so that was fun to watch, you know. So that's what that movie was about. So the scientists came close, and so now it takes us to Godzilla versus King Kong. I'm just gonna say, right, like it took 40 minutes. I had to watch 40 minutes of the movie for the first battle. All right. There was zero action for 40 minutes. I'm like, I'm watching Godzilla versus King Kong. Get me fucking shit. And it's not until 40 minutes until that happens. And but I will say that the battles are dope. Like it's seeing Godzilla battle King Kong in the first battle. It's him he's at sea because they're taking. So the point of this Godzilla versus King Kong is that they found a way to go to the center of the earth. And that apparently there you'll find this energy that some scientist team, oh God, there's always these evil scientists that they want to power it up. They want to use that energy to actually power Mecha Godzilla.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
To then have to be one up, you know, because they're like, we don't want the Titans to be over us. We should, you know, humans have to take place.
I like the story though.
Yeah, no, I like the
good old humans.
No. The story's cool. I like the story. And this movie also had some cool actors. Had Millie Bobby Brown again. And it had the kid from Deadpool 2 that blows shit up. Remember the kid that Deadpool and Cable are trying to rescue from?
Yeah.
The fat kid?
Yes. And he was like Australian or something. He's
Miguel was tiptoeing around it.
Exactly. Well, as a fat guy, I get to say it. He's fat. I'm fat.
All right, you get to say you're right. And
for the fans out there, just so
Deadpool
you guys
2
know,
was
I'm
good.
fat. There you go.
Deadpool 2 was good, yes. And so it's
Sorry,
like
I
they
didn't mean to pull from your spotlight right there, Chaz. You made a proclamation.
No, shit. I mean, like I was just getting the air clear, so I can get canceled. I'm fat. Ergo, I get to call somebody else fat. Just
all true, all good.
Law of the universe.
Yeah. So it's not fat
and
shaming.
you're right, but exactly. And we're not fat shaming, but that is one of his attributes that makes him stand out. We'll recognize you. You can recognize him besides the Australian accent. And so when they're on screen, it's funny. It's cool, but like the story overall is kind of cool, but I think they try to include a lot more human element into it. And so there's the scientists that are working with King Kong. Oh, right, because the idea is like, well, then how do we get to the center of the earth? We need a Titan to lead us there. And so they're like, well, let's have King Kong take us there. That's that scene in the trailer where like the guy says King Kong has to help us. It's like, so all right, sure. And then the issue is that then apparently there's this ancient rivalry between Godzilla and King Kong. And as soon as he's out of his Skull Island, Godzilla can sense him and fucking kick his ass, you know, and their first big fight. And so that's kind of the idea. And then, but then there's really only 3 big fights in the movie. that's kind of a little bit of a letdown, especially like I mentioned, Godzilla versus King of the Monsters. There's a lot of fight scenes. Kong Skull Island. It's King Kong like killing monsters all the time in that fucking story. And so it's like Godzilla battles King Kong out in the sea, then a whole bunch of nothing happens, just moving the story along. And then they fight again in Hong Kong, which I thought that was cool. Like, like a tribute to the old school kind of movies. And then obviously, as we called it, I don't remember what episode it was, but obviously then they joined forces to battle Mechagodzilla, and that stuff is fucking fun. Like, that's cool shit. Like, honestly, seeing Godzilla and King Kong go at it is like, it's fucking dope. It's cool effects. And obviously they destroy the shit out of Hong Kong, and that's just fun to watch. Like, that's cool. But like, I'm telling you guys, those are 3 fights out of a 2-hour-long movie.
Damn.
Yeah. Like,
how about like any like post credits or Easter egg for the next monster movie?
No post credits whatsoever.
They defeat Mechagodzilla, I take it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it sounds cool though. I'm somewhat intrigued, but it doesn't have Batman in it, so I'm hard pass.
Now, I'd say like if you guys have nothing else to watch, like I would suggest get intoxicated in your favorite intoxicant, alcohol, weed, life, whatever it is,
Congratulations to New York State, by the way, on legalizing recreational marijuana.
That's right. Right.
Yeah.
So I got a question. So I have a quick question for you guys, just so we can leave our fans with this amazing thought. If you had to choose a philosophy to believe, well, like a theory to believe, you have to pick one of these two. You cannot not choose. Flat Earth or Hollow Earth. Go.
Oh,
I want my response to be brought to you by Miguel's drink of the evening.
Nice word.
That is correct.
Drink of the week.
For the drink of the week, we're going with some good old fucking rye whiskey, which I'm almost done with it, courtesy of Basil Hayden's.
Nice.
Fantastic fucking whiskey. Love their dark rye. Fantastic. Highly recommend for everybody. And I would love for a fucking, if you could sponsor us a bottle here or there. Thank you.
That's right.
And drink that while you discuss these two stupid ass theories with your friends. Now make a choice.
Exactly. Go ahead, Rod.
One might actually have like believers, right? Like
yeah, exactly.
I want to go with the Game of Thrones theory that there's like an ice wall, and we got to go get beyond the ice wall to explore the infinite frontier beyond into Buzz Lightyear.
So more or less Hollow Earth. Got it. What about you, Miguel?
So I'd be more of a Hollow Earth. I like that idea because it is like I do feel like there is some, like for example with the oceans, there's a lot of the deep bottom of the ocean that we don't know, we haven't explored.
The trench.
I like the trench that we won't now that the movie got canceled. And so I would think that that's more plausible of these crazy shit. Obviously it's not plausible because the Earth is not made of that. But if it were, I'm like that'd be the thing, not that it's flat.
Yo, is there like a Kraken monster in the Monsterverse? Like a water, like a fucking octopus god.
Probably. I think
that's like Cthulhu shit. Like.
Yeah. I think in the Godzilla King of Monsters movie, they battle a lot of monsters, and I don't remember that one. But there was, I think, one sea one. But Godzilla is actually the main one from the fucking sea, and like it lives in fucking deep in the trenches actually, and it's cool.
Oh, the megalodon, right? That big shark.
No, it's like like a whale, no?
Isn't like the megalodon like an actual thing that was?
I'm thinking about the movie with Thomas Jane or some shit. No, not Thomas Jane. Anyway.
Oh no, guys, you're right. I think you're right.
I don't know what we've got.
Are you talking about like Prime Evil?
I saw a trailer with this big ass shark. It was like not that long ago.
However, though, if our fans out there want to get the kaiju fix, the big monster fix, check out Pacific Rim with Charlie Hunnam.
Ooh, yeah.
That was an awesome movie. Recommend that.
By Guillermo del Toro.
Shout out to
yeah.
Guillermo del Toro.
Mexican paisano. Yeah.
Nice. And there's an anime on Netflix, I think. I want to check that out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but just to wrap up the treatment, because the main thing I think on people's heads, right, is who fucking wins, right? Godzilla or King Kong, right? Because I remember them saying when it was about to come out, the director said, like, no, there won't be a tie.
Word.
You know? First of all, motherfucking liar. It was a tie, basically. Because like I said, there's 3 fights. The first fight, Godzilla wins. The second fight, technically King Kong wins. And then the third fight is them both joining against a Mecha Godzilla, right? And so it's like, then that's a definition of a tie. What are you talking about?
So a Mecha Godzilla must have been close to killing one of them, and then the other one stepped in the way, like, no. Nah.
Sorta, I guess, because for example, because it happened right after the fight between Godzilla and Kong, where Kong kind of almost defeated Godzilla a little bit. Well, actually, no, it was actually no. Actually, no, never mind. I think Godzilla kicked Kong's ass mostly, and then Godzilla started fighting Mecha Godzilla, and then because they had to bring. Actually, no, never mind. It's done deal. You're right. I'm actually got to take it all back. Let's just delete the last few minutes. Let's edit the fucking video. No. Godzilla wins. Godzilla wins because in the second battle, Kong almost dies. And then they have to bring him back the humans. One of the random humans there, scientists, bring him back to life by shocking his heart with a lot of electricity, of course. And then he gets up and helps Godzilla, who was getting his ass kicked by Mecha Godzilla at that point, But Godzilla's already battled King Kong twice and shit, and had his own. But yeah, and I will say that though, honestly, even regardless of that, when Godzilla did kind of dominate. Like, yeah, at some points they were kind of, but come on, it's a fucking big ass monkey. It's a fucking gorilla versus a nuclear reactor. It's like it's like with strength and a tail and everything. It was a put up a fight, but Godzilla definitely is the king.
Fair enough. And just to put it out there for posterity, since whatever we put in the universe is immortal, I need a movie where King Kong and Godzilla happen to mate. Then we get a Kongzilla, and I want that movie to be directed by Michael Bay. Moving forward.
I'd watch that.
Exactly.
With a cameo by Godzuki.
Facts. That cartoon back in the day was the shit. I remember that. Deep cut. Fans, go check that out. All right, peeps. I'm going to go finish Invincible. This shit is amazing. I also got to catch up on Superman and Lois. I said it correctly that time. Yes. Fans, we will be digging into that shit later. I got shit to watch. I got shit to read. Love you guys. This is Ches. Peace. We are the Legion.
Miguel, peace.
This is Rod. Peace out.
Deuces.